What's up, guys? Okay, so today I'm going to give you 5 tips that will drastically improve your mini ramp skating. I remember watching skate videos and I would see people do these tricks on mini ramp and it would just blow my mind. Like, I didn't understand how they were flipping their board on the ramp, or I don't know, just getting the board to pop on transition. And yeah, about 2 or 3 years ago, I had this moment where I was just able to unlock all these tricks. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you some of those techniques. Okay, so tip number 1 is going to be learning how to bump your wheels off the coping. So the first flip trick I learned on a mini ramp was a fakie flip. It's a disaster. And before I learned that, it just didn't make any sense to me how I would pop like coming up the transition. Like anytime I tried, the board would just kind of fly away. And once I learned this technique, it became a lot easier. So I'd come up the ramp, almost do a bit of a fakie manual, and while I'm doing that, I would get light-footed and kind of just push up and let those wheels bump off the coping, and that kind of sucks the board up to your feet and does a little ollie for you. And then once you get that, I guess I would practice popping the fakie, just the fakie pop rock and landing on the deck, and just do that a bunch of times until you feel comfortable attempting to flip your board. Okay, so tip number 2 is going to be learning how to flick down. So when you come up on a mini ramp, you're gonna want to flick just like you would on flat ground, right? But when you're on transition, it just won't work. You just kind of miss, or it just won't flip the board right. And it's hard to get used to it, but you really have to like lean into the ramp and learn to flick down and almost into the ramp. And I found this to be true with all the tricks I've learned on mini ramp, like nollie inward heels or nollie backside flips or fakie flips. They all, like, you have to flick down and into the ramp. So it's really something you're gonna have to work on yourself and just get the feeling for it, but you'll understand what I'm talking about once you go and attempt it. All right, guys, next up for trick number 3 is pressure points. So when I do tricks like a nollie frontside heel flip or a nollie backside flip, I tend to put my foot, if I'm regular, on the left side of the nose, really dig it into this pocket. And for some reason, when my foot's on the opposite side of the board, it creates like a pressure point, and it almost like pops it and snaps it into my other foot, making it easier to flick. And the same thing goes for a nollie backside flip. I just put my popping foot on the opposite corner of the flipping foot. Now, sometimes when you're doing this on transition, it won't necessarily be a snap off the coping. You know, sometimes you'll hit the nose, sometimes you'll bump the wheel, but just getting the idea of that kind of pressure point will really help starting to flick. Okay, so tip number 4 is going to be learning how to pop upwards. So as you keep trying to learn new tricks, you're going to realize the board kind of gets away from you a lot. And one thing I've learned to help keep it near me is, as I'm coming up the ramp, kind of like get that scrape, but also push upwards. So it's almost like you're riding the contour of the ramp with your pop, right? So you're just kind of coming up and then very lightly scraping the tail, right? And that helps with tricks like fakie inward heel, or for example, it's just kind of like I'm coming up and I scrape it, and it helps me kind of throw it upwards and put it into place. Okay, and tip number 5 on our list is the willingness to try. So this is probably the most important tip on the list, just because, I don't know, without the willingness to try new tricks and new ideas, they just won't open up to you. You know, there's not even a realm of possibility to learn them. So for all the crazy tricks I've learned over the years, it was just, I don't know, I just kick them around and sometimes get close and then stick to it. So I just recommend, even if you think it's a little bit outside of your realm of what you could do, just give it a shot. You know, kick something around if you feel comfortable, and you'll most likely be surprised. So hope these tips were helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.